All right, what's up, guys? I am here today with Tony, Big T, as I like to call him. So today we're just going to go ahead and learn a little bit more about you. I wanted to hear a little bit about your story and then your success so far on Amazon. So before we get started, if you want to just take a second to introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about your experience with Amazon or what kind of got you into Amazon.
Sure, absolutely. So my name is Tony. I am 38 years old. I am from Michigan, and I'm married, got 3 kids. They keep me very, very busy. So my Amazon journey actually started about the same time that I found SEB. So that was December 28th of 2022. Stumbled upon a TikTok of Hamza doing a live, and I actually took a screenshot because I was like, Seller Central boys, I want to make sure that I see this video and don't lose it. You know what I mean? Like I want to be able to search you guys up after. So in his videos, he's always saying, you know, save up money because it's capital intensive, right? So I'm like, okay, I need money. So in the beginning, I started looking at like different ways to make money so I could start doing Amazon, because I'm like, I'm really interested in this, watching all of his videos, all of his lives, soaking up everything. I started doing a little bit of affiliate marketing, and I'm like, it's really just not my thing, because it's more geared towards a smaller audience, like your family, friends, your group of circle. And I'm like, I need something that reaches out wider, right?
Yeah, no,
And
for
what bigger net than Amazon itself? So
perfect.
so following his footsteps, following his directions, I saved up money. I saved up $1,000. It took me 6 months to do it, right? 6 months of like saving up my extra cash. And I was like, okay, Hamza, I got $1,000. Let's roll. He's like, okay, so this is what you're gonna need. You're gonna need a label printer, and you're gonna need some supplies. I'm like, okay, how much is that gonna cost me? What do you have? He tells me what he has, and I go and get exactly what he tells me. So that's $300. So now I'm down to $700 in like to spend on material, like to spend on products. And I'm like, okay, we're gonna roll with this. So that's how I started my journey, is with $700 in a dream. In a dream. I mean,
And that's the biggest thing, right? Is a lot of people will look to start different things, but really that why is what drives you through your journey. And I'm sure that's really big for you, and we'll hear a little bit more about it within this interview. But that's great. So you touched on limited capital, right? So I think that's kind of how you wrapped up. So I wanted to hear from you and your perspective, right? How was it starting this business with limited capital, and what kind of kept you going to grow this capital, right? I mean, you hear me, Hamza, talk about it all the time, but there is no better business out there that helps you compound your money the way that Amazon does. So talk to me a little bit about starting with limited capital and how you grew that.
So starting with limited capital is tough. When they say that you should probably have $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 to start, I mean, like you're going to burn through money very quickly. Depending on what products you're purchasing, if you're going wide or if you're going deep, which we don't really recommend going deep. But if you're buying a lot of products, it's going to eat up a lot of your cash. So starting with limited capital, I was like, man, I've got to really like pick and choose what I'm choosing to buy. And I'm like, it's kind of hard too, right? Because you're wanting to buy a bunch of things because you're wanting money quickly. And so what I ended up doing is I got involved with some credit cards, and I was wise with my credit cards, and started using credit cards that were interest free for 16 months, whatever. So I'd end up racking up some credit cards and then being able to pay it off. So slowly starting to use my credit cards for the good, right? Because there's a lot of times that people run into some credit card issues and it turns into a bad situation. But I was trying to be very smart about it, make sure I pay everything off very quickly and use it for a positive.
Beautiful. And that's really important. And my next question for you is, you know, as we talk to a lot of people that are looking to get into the business, right, a lot of people will want to directly go into OA. And, you know, I always kind of go back and forth as well. I think, you know, OA for the long term is obviously what you want to do. RA isn't as scalable, but being someone who's done a lot of RA, right, I wanted to hear from you and see, you know, in your opinion, what's super valuable about kind of doing both and starting off with RA as well.
So yeah, so I mean, the products that I started with, it was OA. Being in the area that I'm at right now, I've got 9 different stores. It's the same store. There's 9 locations around me, in between where my house is and where my work was. So what I would do is I would drive at night after my kids went to bed. I would go to one store and I would make a huge loop. And I mean, it would take me a couple of hours.
Yeah.
And I would do this twice a week because I knew when products were coming in, right? So
Yeah.
like I started to know when shelves were being stocked. So I'm like, okay, I am going to go, I'm going to hit every single store. I'm looking for multiple items. And I would, how do I want to say it? I would take everything they had before they even took it out of the boxes. So like I would take it right off of the pallets. I would break down their own pallets and
Oh,
and start grabbing everything. And so like RA was it's super important to me just because of where I'm at and the stores that are around me.
yeah.
Not something that's common for everybody.
No, for sure, for sure. No, that's great. My next question for you is, as you were starting this business, talk to me a little bit about what were kind of some of the hardest aspects or concepts in this business that were, you know, hard to grasp, and how did we help you in our coaching program with these specific things?
So I would probably say some of the hardest things to grasp is one, dream big. Don't think too small. And there's something out there that you think is something as ridiculous as, I mean, a pen or, you know, ink cartridges or something like that, that you're like, this is not going to sell on Amazon. But absolutely, there's some weird things out there that sell. There's some weird things that I have sold that I'm like, I don't even know what it is, but I
Yeah.
know how to read a chart. And you guys, like SCB has taught me how to read a chart.
And that's what we, right, is we don't care what we're selling. It just comes down to the data. If it's profitable, it's profitable.
Absolutely. If it sells, it sells. I just want the money.
Exactly. No, I love it. I love it. That's great. Let me see here. Talk to me a little bit about, you know, how much time currently, or actually how much time initially as you were really learning the business were you spending? And talk to me about now, right? Like now as you're starting to scale this business, you know, you're getting a greater return from the business. And as you continue to scale, how much time are you committing every single week? I know you're a very busy man, right? And with your schedule, what does your schedule for Amazon look like? How many hours a week do you think you're putting towards the business?
So I would say at the beginning, in my first year, it was 2 hours during either before work, during work. I would be going to, like, on my lunchtime, I would be going to different shops. After work, on my way home, and then getting home, hopping into SEB, sitting in the chat, and either searching for more products or packaged products,
Yep.
and doing all my prepping. So it was I would probably say 4 to 5 hours a day for
Yeah.
quite a while until you start to like get a rhythm going.
Exactly.
So once you start getting a rhythm going and you're starting to know what you're looking for, you can kind of like cross things off your list, and you know how to read like someone's storefront. You know
Yeah.
what products are going to be profitable, which ones to stay away from, and that's something that you and Hamza and the team have taught me specifically.
Yeah.
Is how to read that, which is fantastic. It makes sourcing so much easier now.
Yeah. It comes with intuition and experience, right? It takes some time.
Absolutely.
You got to get those reps in. It's just like anything else, right? So yeah, that's super important. I mean, with that, right, as you've started spending less time, you're seeing bigger results. So my question for you is, how have we kind of helped you, you know, kind of reduce that time? How have we taken things off your plate?
So I mean, there's many different things. So you could go with leads list. So leads list
Yeah.
is a huge one. And I don't think people really understand how valuable a leads list is when it comes out. Because there are a lot of people that are coming into this business and they're like, I don't know what to look for. Well, when a leads list comes out and they're like, hey guys, these are products that we've vetted that are profitable, you'll make money. You have to jump on that opportunity. Because there's not very many people that are giving away products like that to 10 people. And it's not like the whole group is getting it. It's a small amount, so that way it doesn't get tanked.
And
so
we definitely keep them limited to the number of people we allow to purchase them, right? And I always tell people all the time too, as they're starting off, right? That's not sustainable though, right? You don't always want to be purchasing leads, but you know, as you're saying here, right, when you start getting those reps in and you start understanding the business, right, it's a huge boost to have those leads lists on top, right? Not something you want to start off the bat. But yeah, no, that's great. That's wonderful. So talk to me about this, Tony. A lot of beginners, right, they give up or fall off within their first year. So talk to me about how much easier is Amazon after your first year now, and what really helped you, you know, making sure that you stuck through long term.
So I would say another thing before I touch on that is making sure that you're having that you have a list of products that you've sold, a list of products that maybe you didn't sell, that are, you know, maybe a seasonal product or something that sells well that you didn't get on top of this year, but you're like, okay, maybe next year I'll do that. So if you have a spreadsheet, that's going to be huge. So I think going from year one, I was like, you know, deer in the headlights, had no idea what I was doing, drinking from a fire hose, because there's so much knowledge coming in. Whether it's a one-on-one with you, Hamza, the team, or whether it's, you know, the group calls, there's just so much to dive into, and so many videos that you can watch that are so valuable, right? To be able to even go back and watch them over and over and over again. And then being able to find products, being able to then be like, okay, I've sold this product at this time, but then you're like, wait a minute, I can only get this product during a certain season, but you're like, it actually sells pretty well, you know, 9 months later, but I can't get to that product at that time. So your wheels are turning. You're like, okay, like me personally, I'm like, okay, if I buy more of it at that time and I store it, then I can sell it later when the demand is so much higher and make so much more money. So like things like tidbits like that, you know, you, Hamza, Zane, just like diving into your guys' calls, and you all bring something different to help everyone out. So going from year one, whether it be doing finances, whether it be products, whether it be, you know, back office stuff with Zane, is just, it's so valuable. And then having those in place from year one to year two, it's like now you almost have, you can almost put it on, I wouldn't say cruise control, but it's a little bit more easy because you've gone through some hard stuff, whether it be good or bad. You've learned some things, and so now you can take that into year two and be like, okay, at this point in January, in quarter one, what was I doing last year? Okay. What products were selling in quarter one last year that I didn't get into on year one, but now I know better now on year two. And so like you do that Q1 through Q4 and you just keep growing. So you have the products that you sell year round. You have your seasonal products that you add in there for whatever, you know, what quarter it is, and you just keep building on that.
Yeah, no, I love that. And really, when anybody comes into the program as well, and really to everyone, you know, another message that we're always spreading is it's cool to make a few hundred or a few $1,000s, right? But in order to really scale this into a long-term business, you have to have those systems in place, right? And that's why we really try to make sure, you know, we talk to you guys about how are we implementing these different systems. So that way, like you just said, right, eventually we're starting to automate some of these tasks, or, you know, we start using prep centers, or we're hiring our first set of VAs. So yeah, no, that's wonderful. I love that. Let me ask you this, Tony. If somebody was on the fence about joining our program, or taking the first step into Amazon OA. It doesn't necessarily have to be our program, just Amazon in general, right? What would be your advice to them? What would you say to them?
So my first thing would be to watch the free content.
Yeah.
SEB's got some amazing videos, some free videos that kind of walk you through the beginner stuff of what you need to learn. And I'd say if you watch those videos, then I feel like you're either going to be hooked, you're going to be on the fence where you want to have like a quick one-on-one with somebody, or you're going to be like, that's really not for me. But I'm telling you, it is for you. This business works. This system works. This group works, and it can help you make money. I promise you. If it can help a 35, goodness gracious, it's 35 when I started watching now. A 38-year-old man who's got a day job that takes me way too long away from my family, 3 kids, a wife, doing this business at night, you can do it too. I guarantee you.
Love it. That's great. That's perfect. That's perfect. And really just wanted to go ahead and ask you, if you had any just last thoughts you wanted to share with beginners who are thinking about, I already asked you that, so I guess I'll edit that out. Let me ask you this. These questions are terrible, Zane. I got
to talk to him.
Last question though for you. Just final thoughts, right? Anything else that you want to go ahead and add on before we wrap up?
Ooh, I would say that if you started Amazon, stick with Amazon. Keep going. It's going to get hard. There is going to be times where you're like, I don't know if I can keep doing this. But if you plug in to the system, you get involved in the chat, you are active in the group, you'll start to make friends. You'll start to piggyback off of each other, and you'll start to make real friendships, and it becomes less lonely. It becomes less hard because you have now a group of people that are not fighting against you, but fighting with you. You guys are now sharing knowledge. You're sharing products. You're sharing testimonies. You're like lifting each other up. It's really a cool thing to see, just to be active in the group. I mean, I can't tell you how valuable it was in year one, because you're telling strangers your struggles, and there's a lot of times where like my wife doesn't even know my struggles when it comes to Amazon. She's just like, okay, cool. You bought more products. Sweet. Can you get them out of the basement? But I'm like, yeah, but then I'm going and I'm talking to 2-3 people in the chat room, and I'm like, hey guys, I'm really struggling with this. Or, hey guys, I had a fantastic day. How was your day? How can I lift you up? You know what I mean? Like,
that network's definitely pushed you through.
It's huge. It's everything.
Yeah, I know for sure.
If we didn't have that network to chill out with, I mean, Amazon would be so like, it'd be so overwhelming.
For sure.
But this group definitely makes it like a lot smaller, a lot less of a mountain to climb when you're climbing with people who are also wanting to get to the same place you are. It's really cool.
I love it. Thank you so much, Tony. Until next time, man. We're going to be talking when you hit that 7-figure mark, and we'll have another. I love it. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.